I don't know if I actually have to do this. It's not a big deal. All right, we are live. Kind of a quick setup here. Hopefully y'all can hear me if there is anybody here yet. Hello. Welcome. I am not in my normal spot. Just some things going on, and this is where I am right now. My daughter's getting ready to go with her aunt and pick her up, and people coming in and out. It just wouldn't be conducive to me running this. So this is kind of a makeshift thing that I'm doing as far as the location. Pup, she's laying on the bed, so so yeah, like I said, this is not how let's see, live chat, all messages, okay. This is not how I wanted this. I tried to do this through StreamYard. For some weird reason, it wouldn't pick up my mic. Messed with it, and could not get it to work. Hey DJ, how are you, buddy? You're the first one to comment. Hope you're doing well on this Thursday afternoon. Let me try to back this up a little bit. Do this. I'll put this right on top of me here. I'm gonna unplug this for a second. Watching from the UK. Not sure how long I can tune in. Wife and kids will be home soon. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey D, how are you? Nice to see you as well. So yeah, I am doing good. Many of you may have heard there's some wildfires. Yeah, I'm doing well, DJ. Thank you. There's some wildfires north of the border. I'm in Delaware, so I'm in northern. D. Phil, what is going on, brother? There's some wildfires up in Canada, Quebec. About 400 are burning, and because of how massive the fire is, it's made its way down here, and we are under restriction to not really go out. New York, which is right up the highway, is even worse. There's it's like an orange haze that people, if you go out at all, you have to wear a mask. They've shut most of the schools down. Even here in Delaware, they've shut a lot of the schools down. Businesses are closing, and it's not good. But of course, anything that's going on in this world, it seems right now, is not good. But you just gotta stay positive, stay focused, and just do the best you can. And you got Elvis, so hey. Other than that, I'm trying to get into the flow of things. And like I said, I tried to do this through StreamYard. It just wasn't working. D says, yes, here in Jersey, I had to stay. Terrible quality, looked like an apocalypse. It is, it's horrible, D. Yeah, I saw it's causing a turn. Yeah. Now today, I saw a live shot. My wife, when I was taking her to work, there was a live shot in New York. It's not as orange. Yesterday, it was orange. It was just, you saw the skyline. You could barely see it through the haze. And they were saying it was literally dangerous air quality. It is here too. I had to drive over to the Verizon store, which is about 10 minutes from here, and pick up a shipping label. And you can even smell it in the store. You walk in the store, and you know the workers had face masks, and it's rough. Hi, Steve. Hope you're doing good. Speaker's Corner. How you doing? So yeah, with these, I always try to open this up to you all. I like to keep it an open forum, and you tell me, you know, what you want to talk about. You know, this is for you. This channel's for you, and that's what I want to always try to maintain and always keep at the forefront. I did a video yesterday. This might jumpstart the convo a little bit. I did a video on some of the upcoming FTD releases, and generally, I posted the question, you know, is it too much? And I've talked to a couple of friends that I met in the Elvis community who, you know, a good buddy of mine, Kurt, was saying how it's almost exhaustive. Like you just recovered from the Blue Hawaii set, and many people, more than I thought, got the Madison Square Garden set. People rave about it. I will be getting it probably in the next week or so. And then your wallet's barely recovered from that, and then they announce a week and a half ago or last week, you have the Fun in Acapulco LP set, which I am over the moon excited for. I'm probably more excited for that release than just about anything that they've done. Yes, D, you need to rob a bank. You're correct on that. Then you got I can never remember, I think it's Houston. Paul, what's going on? Yeah, the fires, and he's in New York, Paul, so. Oh. Hold on one quick second. What's up? Oh, okay, you getting ready to leave? Oh, okay. Paul, Joe is, go ahead, Ginger. Joe's in upstate New York, so it's really hitting that area a lot. So I'll have to reach out to him later. I talked to him pretty decent. Speaker's Corner are repressing for LP fans only. Yes, very nice, James. They were trying to get my dog out of here. There you go. Yeah, LP fans only. It's actually an interesting album. It's always been an interesting album to me. I think it's more like his older stuff. I do have it. I think I have the FTD CD of that, and I have the vinyl copy somewhere. But yeah, it should be interesting. Speaker's Corner does a great job with their stuff. But yeah, I'll have to reach out to Joe and see how he is doing. He's been kind of like me. I think he's in a creative kind of a rut. So I'm actually trying to maybe redirection my channel a little bit. I'm still going to be doing reviews and things like that, but I'm just going to try to kind of take it to the next level. And I felt creatively, I felt kind of stagnant, and just some things going on in my family with my mom's health isn't real good. My older brother, I have 3 older brothers, and my second brother suffered 2 strokes in less than 3 hours, and he's really having a hard time with that. So just a lot of things have hit us at once. I think it's just kind of hit me hard. When something like that happens in your family, it's you kind of feel helpless. He's 6 years older than me, and he's had some health issues for a while, and it's just all kind of coming to a head. And I don't know. Creatively, I've been struggling. So I'm hoping to jump back on the horse and kind of get things kick-started. But getting back to the FTD, there's the 3 CD set from Texas, and I can't remember what it's called. I like the cover. I really like the cover of that set. And the 3 CD sets that they're releasing, they're doing really well for FTD. So I think they grab onto something and they run with it. And then of course the session set. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. Yeah, things are starting to settle in a little bit. He's recovered. He's doing better. He's working with a therapist and learning to speak again and doing some walking and things like that. A stroke like that is debilitating, and it's really affected him pretty hard. Yeah, Paul, it is. I've always had the mindset that I do not or never want to really. I've been guilty of it, of trying to put some, because I never want to go like a week or longer without making a video, because I do have a lot of people that enjoy what I do and watch faithfully, and I try to put out something fresh and something interesting, but I don't want to be one of these ones that just makes a video just for the sake of making it. I want to make it interesting, I want to make it engaging, and I want it to be fun to watch. So thank you, D. D says family first, we're not going anywhere. So, but yeah, I have a good friend in New Jersey that is also a fellow Elvis fan, and they've given me some really good ideas. Some directions and things I've kind of collaborated with them with, and I've kind of run my own ideas with this person, and they gave me their input and other things that I can do. So I'm working on some things. I got some things that I'm putting together and working on. It's just it's really difficult when you have a family, and I have two young girls, and school did let out, so all the amounts of homework. They go to a private school, so they get tons of homework and projects, and it's draining. It's absolutely draining. But things are actually starting to settle in, and so that's why I wanted to do this live stream, and I'm very excited to do it. But getting back again to the FTD, the How Great Thou Art sessions, I'm excited about those. That's a good album. They do a great job with the sessions. So, but 3 of them coming out at once. So, but anyway, with the video I did yesterday, I want to get people's comments and opinions on: is it too much? Is it? Are they hitting us from every angle? And is it a money grab? And you get all kinds of opinions. I had actually more positive than I did negative. I had more people. Thank you, George. And I'm doing well. I appreciate you you tuning in. I really do. But I was just saying how many people were more positive. Like, bring it on, release everything you got, keep it coming. Other people said, I love all the releases. Yeah, it was a little hard on the pocket, but I'll buy it. And I had other people that were kind of in the middle of the road. That well, I'll get the fun of Acapulco. The other 2 sets I'm not interested in. Had a couple of people say, I don't really do vinyl, so I'll get the How Great Thou Art set. Some people that said, yeah, this is ridiculous. It's highway robbery on the part of FTD. So again, that's what I love. That's why I make these videos. I want to hear your opinions, and I enjoy reading all of your. It's funny how people have different takes and ideas and mindsets, and I myself, I'm kind of in the middle. I love seeing the stuff that comes out, but it is a lot. I did look online. You can pre-order Fun in Acapulco. In the UK, it's going for about £50, which will be about 65 bucks in US dollars upon the conversion. I believe, I'll have to check. Shop Elvis doesn't have it yet. At least as of yesterday, they didn't have it listed, but the Graceland store has it. I think they had it listed for 60 or 65. So even the prices of the vinyl's going up. I mean, they went from, I think they were 30 something when they first came out back in 2009 to, I think they went up to 45 to 49. Now they're over 50. I think the Kid Galahad was the first one where the price increase really hit, and they went up to about $52 or $55. And then I think, so, and then of course the from Elvis Presley Boulevard, that popped up, and I think that went for a pretty penny because it was only limited to 3,500. So, but yeah, I mean, there's been a lot coming out, and I'm excited for some of it. The three CD set with the Houston, and I think that's at the Houston Astrodome if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'll get it. I won't pre-order the How Great Thou Art because let's be honest, the session sets. If you do some looking online, you can even find the early sets. Elvis is Back, Viva Las Vegas, the old sets. You can still get them at cost. They're not crazy. Stay away from eBay. People on eBay are asking stupid prices for it, and you all don't need to be paying that. You get good buys on eBay, don't get me wrong. I have found some really cool things on eBay, some great buys, but for anything FTD, it's just ridiculous. Marcus, what is up, my good friend? Listening to Elvis Burning Love RSD and watching you. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that time with me, buddy. Yeah, it's a great set, Burning Love RSD. I got that. Ed from King's Court was able to pick up a copy and send it to me. Yeah, so very nice set indeed. But yeah, I am super hyped about the Fun in Acapulco LP set. It is about time. It is extremely long overdue. Did you see the news about the upcoming Sony release of the Blu-ray system? You know what, sir, I did. A buddy of mine just sent me a message. Hello, David. How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you here. Stefano's always here. Thank you, bud. Yeah, about maybe 30, 45 minutes ago, somebody reached out to me and said, hey, RCA's Legacy is releasing a 3D set of Aloha, 2 CD set, I guess probably the afternoon show, the January 14th show, and then I guess it's a Blu-ray, which the Blu-ray I would buy it just for the Blu-ray because the Aloha set that came out in the white box, the box set, it's only on DVD. So if it's on Blu-ray, they cleaned it up. I'm sure it looks digitally and visually it looks good. So, but yeah, they're milking this. How many times can Aloha be released? I'm sorry, I've said it. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. Maybe some of you agree, maybe most of you agree. They are milking the crap out of Aloha. You figure it has come out in the last 3 years. It has come out on like 15 different, because you have the original 4 LP set that came out, I want to say 2014. You have the 2 CD Legacy set that came out around the same time. You have Friday Music. You have the FTD set that came out last year. Then they came out, some bogus, I guess some bootleg came out. It was a blue, I think it was a 10-inch of the January 14th show. It's just, man, when does it stop? It's just, like, I get it. Like, here's the thing. I like the fact that new collectors are getting into this. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I lost you. You out of here? Oh, okay. My daughter's getting ready to leave. But if I really do need it, I'm not. Come on, James. You leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Have fun. Love you.
Love you.
So, yeah. Let's look at some of these comments. Come on. Okay. Paul says the fun in Acapulco vinyl is amazing, but 50, I really don't need it. I'm not an FTA. I'd rather have a session. The session box set is nice, Paul. It really is. Greatest no boundaries, says Sandra. And Marcus, yeah, said he's getting the CD. So, did you get a bone? Yeah, chewy. Vinyl, I already have an original US. And Marcus, yeah, I have Fun in Acapulco. I do have a Japanese pressing from '63, I believe. I don't have the Obi with it, but I do have a really super clean, nice copy that I got from a good friend. And then I think I have a mono. I think I have a stereo. So I do have a couple different versions of the Fun in Acapulco. I do have the single FTD set. Not a set, single CD, then I have the session set. The sessions are awesome. I really love it. Marcus, yeah, we're talking about Aloha. Right now, we're talking about, I was talking about Fun in Acapulco. Kind of going back forward for Fun in Acapulco. I was earlier saying how Aloha is just so overdone. Like, I'm over it. But because it's got the Blu-ray, I'll probably end up biting the bullet and getting it. I won't get the vinyl copy of it because who knows? Maybe I will. I always say that and then I end up doing it, but how many times can you release this stuff? You enjoying your chew? Ginger's chewing on her little chew toy. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and then of course you got the MRS stuff coming out. They're releasing stuff hand over fist, and I actually stopped getting the MRS about 3 or 4 months ago. And then I decided to sell what I had. A lot of it I have already on FTD, on CD. Some of it's been released on vinyl already. And like I said, you just gotta, I've become a collector where I'm getting the things that I want and not the things that I need. And there's a big difference. And I have several friends that buy literally every single thing that comes out. I mean, there could be a CD with all this literally humming for 3 hours and people would buy it, and that's great because it's Elvis and they love Elvis, and I get that. I have another really good friend over in Europe, and he buys tons of all the different original releases from all the different countries. He's got like 60 of the same album, and if I was loaded and had a lot of money, I'd probably do the same thing. I'll be honest with you, but because of money and the way the economy is and things are just people are struggling, and I read that from so many people that people are really having a hard time with making ends meet, and and then on top of that, you're trying to buy, so you have to be more selective, and that's what I've. Sandra, you are so right. And a good friend of mine said that. Sandra says you can't take it with you though, and you can't. I mean, I could go out tomorrow and get obliterated in a car accident. I mean, I'm not trying to be morbid, but you're never promised another day, and when they gather all your stuff, they're not going to value it as much as you will. Paul says maybe it's me, but the '68 comeback at Aloha sounds better on DVD. Oh, hold on, let me. God forbid. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Carrie, what is up, my good friend? Hold on. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit that. I am good, Ronnie. How are you? Let me get back to these. Let me see what Paul had to say. I missed. Oh, watch on DVD. Paul, about probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, I actually got the box set. I did a video where I got the '68 special. It's got everything that was recorded, and it's on Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray does seem a little cleaner, but the DVDs aren't bad. I really don't, because I'm into 4K and all that. I can't tell you the last time I bought a DVD. It's probably been 10 years. I totally agree. They're releasing way too many releases, and many releases contain almost the same material. Oh, come on. Same material, we keep buying it. Yeah, that's the thing. And somebody actually, I read on Facebook or somebody, they said, we don't even realize it, but we're literally buying the same stuff over and over and over again. And it's true. I mean, if you're not a vinyl collector and you have the Fun and Acapulco session set, to me it makes 0 sense to buy the vinyl. 0 cents. Why would you spend the money to get it unless you just... It's a great cover. I think it's one of the nicest covers that FTD has done. It's got that with the theme. It's got that green background, Elvis in the red shirt. Like an alternate shot of him from those photo sessions. The back has like that rug or that thing that goes around their neck with all the different colors as the Fun and Acapulco. Like I'm excited, and I think it's the UK label. It's not the RC Victor US label like they did with Girls, Girls, Girls. So I think that's really cool. And it's the Silver Spot label. So I think that it's either that or it's the Germany label. I can't quite tell. Sandra, you know what? You bring up a good point. She says the Baz movie is prompting all these new releases. I think that really jump-started things back up, but not to the extent of FTD. I think FTD has always been really accelerating a lot of these releases. I mean, when you really think about it, because I did a count about a week ago, and I have a couple more coming later this week that I bought. But at last count, I'm up to 124 of the FTD CDs. And then I think I picked up a cheap one off Discogs from somebody. So by the time these new ones arrive later, I'll need about 40 or so. So a good buddy who watches my channel, in fact, I won't name him, but he's in this live stream. He was nice enough to reach out to me and offer some of his FTDs to me on CD, so I'm picking up some from him. So I very much am appreciative of that, and he's giving me some really nice deals. So Rick says, I wanted to talk about this, Rick. I bought the MoFi CD, it's the CD. The SACD layer sounds amazing. The only thing I don't like about the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, it doesn't stay up long. You know what, Rick? I initially was going to buy the 2 LP set, and if any of you follow Ed from King's Court, he is having a horrible time. He got some work copies. The label was off-centered, and hi, baby. Ginger's laying her head down staring at me. Hi, baby. The labels were off center. There was some warping when he put it on the turntable, so he sent it back. They immediately sent him 2 replacements. The first disc I think was fine. The second disc was worked even worse. So he sent it back. I think I don't know what the outcome of, for whatever reason, the one video he did for the third set that he got, I don't know if he took it down, if YouTube took it down, or for whatever reason my YouTube just acted stupid. But I saw the video he did about a week ago, take 3 I think it was, and it's gone. I looked for it and I can't find it. So I don't know what the outcome of him receiving the second replacement discs were. Hopefully they were spot on. He's happy with them. You know what I mean? Like the quality control for what they're spending. And I was done. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get the SACD. It's a fraction of the price. Like it's $28 online. That's what I'm getting. I'm still going to get it anyway, regardless. But then Johnny, who does Prince Elvis Jackson, his YouTube channel, he did a unboxing and sealed and revealed. Curtis, what is up, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Greetings from the Carpathian Mountains of Transylvania. How you doing, Scotty? Sounds eerie. Pretty cool. I love vampires and Dracula and all that stuff. So Transylvania, that's pretty cool. I feel honored, buddy. What was I saying? Good, Curtis. I'm glad you're doing well, buddy. Glad to hear that. Johnny was saying, Johnny did a unboxing. He bought 3. He bought one that he said he wants to keep sealed. Got some pretty good numbers. I believe he got the third set, and they weren't right either. I'm not sure what he decided to do. Yeah, Dave, I don't know if you watched this video, but actually his copy wasn't bad. He opened the highest number, so he got 3. He bought 3 copies, 1 to play, 1 to keep sealed and store away, and then 1 he said he might sell, and just see how the value goes up on it. But when he opened it, the labels on 2 of the LPs were off center, which he said he's fine with. And the one he put, I think disc 1 he put on the turntable, it had a very slight warp, very slight, and then the second disc looked good. But he did seem to, if you watched his reaction, his facial expressions, he did seem a little like, okay, well, you know, it's good, but it is what it is. Yeah, Curtis, I want to get him. I don't know. I'm definitely getting the CD, but I'm still on the fence about getting the vinyl. If I knew that I can get a nice copy and it was not warped, I would get it in a heartbeat. It's one of my probably a top 3 album for me. For the people who got nice copies without the warp, they say it sounds stunning. I know Joseph from Joseph's Vinyl Reviews. Kay-Ree, how you doing? Karsten, how you doing? Appreciate you joining us and interacting with us. But so yeah, it's just one of those things. Oh, I know I was gonna say Joseph from Joseph Vinyl Reviews, his channel, who I'm good friends with. I talk to him frequently. He's the one in New York that I said I want to reach out to because of this whole air quality thing, which is terrible here in Delaware, by the way. That's why I'm kind of up here. I got the fan going. It's bad. We have a air purifier downstairs, and it's going crazy. Yeah, it's just one of those things where you know, Joe got his, and his was warped, and he had to send his back. So I'll have to reach out to him also and ask him how his replacement LPs went, because he had a pretty significant warp. He actually sent me a clip of it on his turntable, and it's rough. It's like, you know, like you can't have that. I think that's the thing that's annoying to me. Like, how did your quantum? Paul, I don't know. I have not heard it myself. I do not own a copy yet, either on CD or LP. I have dropped way off on buying. I've had to. It was just getting out of hand. Like I said, there's a good friend who's actually in this chat that I've been buying a few FTDs from here and there. But other than that, I mean, the last really significant thing I got, which set me back, was the Blue Hawaii box set, and it is stunning, in a word. It is absolutely gorgeous. I have yet to even have the time to sit and really thumb through it and take a couple of hours to look at it. It's just, there's just not enough hours in the day, it seems. So, Ginger, my bed's a little bit of a mess. Otherwise, I'd move the camera over to you and show you her. But she's chilling. Mystery Train says FTD from 2008 to 18, and yours from 9 to 12. Went away. Let me read that. Let me read that last comment. Anywhere from 9 to 12 CD releases. Doesn't include records. Yeah, Mystery Train, that's exactly what it was. I mean, we think it's a lot now. I mean, they were releasing like a dozen, like every month, and it was just, Tony, what is going on? Love from the UK, love from the US, brother. So yeah, so it could be a lot worse. I mean, the CDs were coming out from 1999 till, you know, the vinyl started coming out, man. You had the books coming out. I didn't realize that's the way it was. The FTD book, it's the real thin one that's got the CD included. I didn't realize until a couple weeks ago somebody informed me that was the first book that FTD released. That was the first edition. And I'm actually going to be picking that up from this friend I've been telling you about. He's got a copy of it. So he's got it for a nice present. We'll pick that up from him to add to my collection. So we got a nice little group of people in here. That was me. 26 people, nice. Lots of Europeans here today. Yeah, Sandra, there are. There's probably more people from Europe than there are, I think, from the US in here now. But yeah, so yeah, just a lot of, there's no shortage. Mr. Chain, yes, it was you that told me. Okay, I saw you say that was me. It was you. I knew somebody recently said that was the first book that FTD released. And I will tell you, I owned it at one time. Yeah, Marco, we were just talking about that. Sony's releasing the Aloha set on vinyl and CD with a Blu-ray. Now, I don't know if the vinyl is coming out with a Blu-ray. I'm assuming it's just a CD set, but it would be nice if the Blu-ray, if the Blu-ray comes out with the vinyl, I will buy the vinyl release. Because Sony Legacy does this tremendous job with their releases, so I have no qualms about them. I've heard a few people complain about not being big fans of their releases. I'm not one of those people. I have a few of their sets. I do have a couple on vinyl. One such that I have is That's the Way It Is, the 4 LP set, which is fantastic. So, yeah, there's definitely no shortage of anything Elvis coming out. And like Dee said earlier in the chat, I think a lot of that was kickstarted with the Elvis movie. So I am a fan of Legacy on CD. I have a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot of them out. There's a red vinyl Aloha. That's the other thing, Mr. Jin. That was my point. We're being deluged with Aloha stuff in the last like 2 or 3 years. It's like, when does it end? Marco, I just bought the FTD. I assume it's the same mix. FTD releases many CD books this year. Hold on, let me get back to that comment. I wanted to ask a question on that. Marco, are you referring the FTD? It's the same mix. Are you referring to the Aloha? Because I think the Aloha would actually even be better than the Legacy. That's my opinion. And oh man, the reviews I've seen, I have not heard one negative thing about the Madison Square Garden FTD release. It's all been 5-star, like top of the line. And they said, several people have said that it puts the Prince from Another Planet to shame. One person actually said it puts it to shame. Yeah, Stefano said it's better. Yeah, they say the acoustics, the way they place the instrumentation in the band with Elvis and Elvis's voice at the forefront, they said it's second to none. So that's the thing, man. People complaining. I've complained about it. Other people have. Yes, FTD, they release so much stuff. It's high priced. But if there's one thing, if there's one feather I can put in their cap that is really a salute to them, is they put out top quality stuff. Their vinyl is fantastic. And their vinyl in the early days, their earlier vinyls, the volume was low, the way the pressing was made, it wasn't the greatest. I've heard Standing Room Only, the LP, sounds a little murky as far as how it's been described. Yeah, Marco, the MSG, I've heard is phenomenal. I don't get it yet, so. Yamilith, hi, how are you? What's your opinion on the fun in Acapulco? Oh yeah, I'm biased. Let me get back to the chat. Yamilith, I am biased. Fun in Acapulco is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. I have been pining for this release for 2 years. I am over the moon excited. I'm probably going to get 2 copies. I'm going to get one to keep, which I've been doing lately. The last few I bought, one that stays sealed, one to play. Curtis says I try not to complain on any. Me neither, Curtis. But like I said, my only complaint is the MRS. Rick, that's pretty cool. Transferring the computer hard drive. Yeah, he was. Rick was saying how he recorded a lot of stuff when he was a kid, probably, as I was in 1977. Recorded stuff off the cassette. Speaker's Corner. I am too. I am so stoked for Acapulco. Mr. Trader, are you referring to the new 3 CD set that's coming out, the Houston, Louisiana? I can't remember what it's called. I can never remember what that release is called. Houston. It's 3 city, 2 in Texas, and I can't remember what the other one is. Great cover. I love that cover of Elvis on that cover. But I like the 3 CD sets. I think they're very well done. They're mastered well. I mean, they're soundboards, but they're really, yeah, yeah, you're right. I think the cover looks amazing, and Mystery Train is saying that all of them have never been released. So, when I was out and about before this live stream, I was driving, and I was thinking to myself, and I'm sure all of you have too. Joe, we were just talking about you, buddy. Okay, everyone, keep in mind, I want to mention upcoming FTD vinyl releases, what my thoughts were. So if I forget, somebody remind me. So Joe is a good friend of mine, and just a good guy. K Reed, give me a second and I will respond to that question. That is a great question because I have my opinion on that. Joe, we want to make sure you're okay. We know you're in New York, and we know the air quality, as it is here in Delaware, is horrible today. They're telling people to stay inside at all costs. That it's the worst it's ever been in New York. So just making sure you are okay, my friend. Joe, you've been like me. You've been kind of laying low, but I hope you're doing good. So, Kay Ray says, did you hear the Making of Blue Hawaii from FTD and what? It's spectacular. The books are great. The CDs are great. Everybody who has gotten the Making of Blue Hawaii raves about it. I actually think, other than the Viva Las Vegas set, I think it's their best set that they've released. Although That's the Way It Is 2-book set is phenomenal too. But yeah, this Blue Hawaii set is absolutely amazing. King's Court, Ed, how are you, bud? I know you can't comment. Don't keep yourself safe. Glad to see your head. Ed, how's your? I just asked with. So Joe says it was bad yesterday. Today the air is much better. How is it there? Oh, you can't comment, Ed. Ed, I just hope you're doing well. I know where you are in New York. It's really, really bad with the air quality. It is horrible here in Delaware. They're advising everybody to stay inside. We don't have the orange haze, except in the morning. It's kind of orangish in the morning when the sun's coming up. But like when I ran out to run an errand before this live stream, it's very hazy. It looks like it's like 150% humidity, but it's the smoke coming from Quebec, and I guess it's 400 fires that are burning out of control. It's all coming this way. Now, my wife was telling me last night that we're expecting rain, and it's supposed to blow a lot of it out to the ocean. So I hope that's the case. It says, don't drive in the smoke. I smoke in the smoke. That's how I roll. And you're too much, brother. Yeah, it's real hazy. And when I went in the one store to pick up something before I started this, you can actually smell the smoke in the store. Like it's everywhere. You see it in the horizon. It's real murky, and yeah, a lot of schools are now. My youngest daughter is in summer camp, but they let us know before we dropped her off this morning that we're staying indoors. They're going to have activities and games and projects for them to do, that they're not going outside because of the poor air quality. So Don't know how this is gonna how long this is gonna last. I hope it's brief. Um, it's not good. It's not a good thing, but it is what it is. What does it say? There we go. But it was like doomsday or something. Never seen anything. Yeah, Joe. Yesterday, when I picked my wife up from work, she showed a picture. It was a live photo of the. You could see the World Trade Center, the Freedom Tower, and the skyline. And it was just like, it was like something out of like the apocalypse. It was like, it was orange and hazy. You could barely see the buildings, and they said it was the worst day for air quality in the history of the city. So that's scary stuff, man. Scary, scary, scary stuff. Yeah, Gotham and Batman. Yeah, Curtis, you're right. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like every time you turn around, there's some major crisis in this world. It's just, things are just not good. Yeah, Joe said it was really worse in the city with the orange haze. But yeah, so we shall see, I guess. Orange smoke bad. Yeah, Mr. Train, it is. But so yeah, me for my personal opinion, I'm my lung is coated with tar from all the smoking. Yeah, and I smoked. I smoked for 10 years, but when my ex was expecting my second daughter, I quit cold turkey, and that was almost 25 years ago this summer. So yeah, I don't miss it. I think it's one reason why I have some of the breathing problems I have. I have really bad asthma, so this air quality that we're experiencing now, it's hit me pretty good. It's hit my daughter too pretty bad. Worst air quality because of fire, so I get it. Yeah, Rick says that they're in Vancouver. They had the worst air quality. So yeah, it's serious. I mean, it's on the news. It's on the radio when you're driving. They're telling people even not to drive. Like, don't get in your car unless you absolutely have to. But enough negativity. Let's talk about some positive stuff. So yeah, so there's the discussion. There's some discussion with the multiple Aloha releases. Like I said, if they release Aloha on the 2 vinyl, and it does include, I don't know if anybody saw, I know the 2 CDs includes the Blu-ray. Does the vinyl set include the vinyl? Or the Blu-ray? Rick says my dad passed from smoking. My granddad, my mom's dad, passed away from smoking. He smoked from the time I think he was 11, and he died pretty young, lung cancer. But yeah, Paul says, yeah, change the mood. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the mood. It says I'm no quitter. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So you were supposed to remind me, people, and you didn't remind me. So I was on the way home before I did the stream. I was thinking, I wonder what the next FTD LP release will be. They did Fun in Acapulco. Before that, it was the from Elvis Presley Boulevard, which I also got 2 copies of, which I'm glad I did, because they're going for stupid money now. If you see what they're going for on eBay, I saw a copy for $240. It's just stupid. But I don't know, man. People want it bad enough. But so what's going to be the next FTD vinyl release? I have an inkling. I actually think it's either going to be Harem Scarum or Paradise Hawaiian Style. And I'm kind of leaning Paradise Hawaiian Style. I think that'll be, if it's not the next release, I think it's going to be in the next few releases. I think they are working on it, and I think Paradise Hawaiian Style will be the next soundtrack. Let's put it that way. Maybe not the next FTD release, but Ed, no, you weren't, buddy. We're just giving you a hard time. You didn't bring anybody down. We're happy you're here, man. I'm thrilled you're here. I love to see you here. No need to apologize, Ed. You're all good, man. We were talking more about the haze in New York and the orange hue that the skyline has. No, you didn't bring us down, Ed. Not one little bit. Mystery Train says, which one has a 60th anniversary release? I don't know, 60 years, so that would be, let's see, we're in 2000, 60 years be? It would be 63, so yeah, that's probably why they're releasing Fun in Acapulco. Many years late, I might add. Ed is thrilled about Fun in Acapulco. He told me the other day he's going to buy about 5 copies. Not. He is getting it for, he reached out and said, I think it was Ed, said he was getting it for, he asked his wife to get it for Father's Day, so I will probably order it from the UK, so I can get it a few weeks before the US, because I think for the Graceless Ride, I think it comes out, I want to say July 12th or July 14th, I think it releases, so that's more than a month away. And I think in the Europe, it comes out the 3rd week in June, so it's coming out in another 2 weeks here. So probably next week I'll pre-order at least 1, if not 2 copies of that. And I'll probably wait on the, I'm going to wait on the, Joe, I don't doubt it. Where did you pre-order it, Joe? From Graceland? I know that's where you get a lot of it. Graceland.com, yeah. Yeah, I think it's, I want to say, I saw it yesterday, I want to say it's July 12th it comes out. But I'm pumped. I cannot wait. I'm probably going to play the crap out of it because it has long been one of my favorites. Yeah, it has me too, Joe. That's why I've cut way, way, way back. Yeah, everything. Anthony says, what plastic sleeves do you use for your large FTDs? What I actually do, sir, is I went to Amazon and I bought 45 RPM record sleeves. They're 7-inch, they're the same exact size, and you can get them where you can seal them, and that's what I bought. I bought a whole pack from Amazon. They arrived a couple weeks ago, so that's where I'm putting my FTD, my 7-inch FTD CDs in case any of you missed it, I'm up to, once my new ones arrive, I'll be right around 128. So I'm almost at 130. Jonas, what is going on? Yeah, so I'm almost at 130. I think I need about a little more than 40 to complete the set. But yeah, I've got to get, it's killing me. I've got to get the Madison Square Garden set. It is absolutely killing me. Just because I've heard so many great reviews about it. And it's actually, I've said this before, An Afternoon in the Garden, that concert is my all-time favorite Elvis concert. He's so upbeat, the music selection is great. Yeah, Joe. Joe apologizes for him not doing many videos. Joe, you've been in the same boat as me. I just can't seem to find the time of day, and I had some time set aside today, so I wanted to do this live stream. I enjoy this. Truth be told, if we're really being, why do we in the UK get them before? Tony, that's a good question. Tony asked, why did the UK releases for the FTDs come out so much earlier? I don't know. I really don't. The only thing I can think of is because they're produced in Denmark. That's what I'm thinking, because they come out in Denmark, so I think because of that, the UK gets them like 3 to 4 weeks earlier. Mystery Train Blue Hawaii was FTD 208. Wow, that's hard to believe. There you go. Ed said it's because they're made in the EU, Tony, which, yeah. Curtis. Yeah, to go back to what Curtis was just saying, truth be told, I enjoy making the videos. Denmark, Jonas, good job, buddy. Would love to visit Denmark. Sorry, I got a little alert. I'm down at 10% power, so we're coming up on 50 minutes. So we'll keep this going another 10, 15 minutes. Marcus says he pre-ordered his. How great thou art, from the Elvis shop in London. Lost my train of thought that quick. It sucks to get old. Yeah, can't remember what I was saying. Lost it that quick. which once you hit my age, it starts to happen more frequently than I'd like. I love Marco. I love the sessions. I was not going to get them, and I first started getting them about a year ago, and it didn't take me too long to get them all, and I think they're fabulous. A lot of people don't like them because, you know, you might have 12 versions of Make Me Know It, or 12 takes, but I love to see how the song evolves. I love the studio banter. I love hearing Elvis interact with the musicians and the engineer, and you can hear the engineer, you know, hitting the buttons. You kind of get a visual in your head, you know, him hitting the button, you know, L2WB 44 take 2, you know, and you hear Elvis like get him ready. Paul says, I just picked up Midnight. What a great show. I haven't. I have it, and I have not listened to it, but I have heard It's Midnight, the FTD, is a fantastic show. That's one of the things, I want to probably put it out there to you guys. I'll put it out to you now. It sucks that Tom Jones got to be in his 80s. Yeah, I agree, Jonas. But anyway, what was I saying? Truth be told, I know what I was going to say. Truth be told, I like doing these live streams a lot more than I do the videos. I love interacting with you all. I love seeing you join in. I love seeing you participate. Tell me your thoughts, your opinions. That's what the Elvis community is about. All different opinions, all different views. It's what makes the world go round, and I love these. I love it. If I had more time, I'd do this for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I honestly and truly would. I really enjoy the live streams. I wish I could do them 2 or 3 times a week. Time won't permit it. I really would like to do these once a week if I can, but we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to give it a name. I'd like to give it a title, and do these consistently on a weekly basis on a set time and day. But you know, like yesterday, something came up last minute. My wife reminded me of, and like an hour and a half, 2 hours before. No, it was in the morning. She called me. She's like, "Remember, you got to do this." I'm like, oh, I was supposed to do a live stream at 1, so I had to go out, put it in there, and cancel yesterday's and move it to today. So things happen. You all are always very understanding. I had a few people reach out and be like, "Yeah, Mark, it's cool. Things happen. Things come up." I don't like doing that. I like to stay consistent. I like to stick with the schedule, stick to the stuff. But anyway, yeah, Joe, thank you. I agree. Could I send out a little request to all the viewers? I've been searching for the book Elvis in Concert by the author. Does anyone here have a spare copy? I don't know. Does anybody have a spare copy of Elvis in Concert? What I want to start doing, and there's another channel that I follow, that they're gaining some traction. They're getting bigger. They're just approaching. They started their channel probably about a year or so ago, but it's called the EAP Society. It's two guys that are very knowledgeable about Elvis. They have like a nice little studio, some cool items, but yeah, the guy reminds me. Does the whole get up and wears the Elvis clothing, but they're huge Elvis collectors and fans, and they do really good videos. They I think his name's John. He's the guy with the beard and the glasses. He was doing them called Quick Take Tuesdays, and he was doing, and I loved it. And they stopped doing it, but they were going to review. They might go back to it actually, but they were doing the soundboards from FTD from the first release on forward, and it's funny. I was actually, yeah, Joe, they got a good channel. I really enjoy it too. But he kind of stole a page. Jamie and John, yep, that's who it is, and super nice guy, especially Jamie. I've actually talked to him a couple times. He's a really nice guy. Does some singing. I think he's released some small label stuff, but just a really genuinely really cool guy. Both of them are. But John was doing these Quick Take Tuesdays and reviewing these soundboards, and really good insight, and I really enjoyed them. I looked forward to them, and then they stopped about them maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and like I said, I really hope they revisit them. But I had gotten the idea, yes, Steve, they do. I had gotten the idea probably about 2 months before that, and it's my fault because I slept on it, and I still haven't gotten around to doing it. But I had thought about doing reviews of his concerts, whether it be regular released concerts and the soundboards, but only of those soundboards that are really good. Because there's a couple soundboards from the FTD label that are pretty not so great. Most of them are really good. I've enjoyed them. But most of them are really good. They're well done. Some of them sound a little, a little hollow, but some of the ones at the International, which later became the Hilton, they had their own soundboard like area, and they sound good. And I had gotten the idea to play. There's a couple shows in August of '72 that FTD released, and I wanted to do reviews. And then it was maybe 2 months later. Like I said, I didn't get around to doing it. And then John started releasing these Quick Take Tuesdays. I'm like, well, I don't want to seem like I'm imitating what he's doing. I don't want to do that. So I do want to revisit them and do like my own, and maybe play parts of it, because you got to really be careful with YouTube, man. They will. I get I don't get a copyright strike, but I always get an email if I even play just an opening, or like I play like just a little blurb on an album when I'm doing it downstairs. I get an email within 5 minutes. Such and such over in this country, they they get monetization, and you're not going to get a copyright strike, and we're not going to take your video down, but they're going to get the monetization for you playing this literally like this 15-second clip of a song. I'm like, whatever, no skin off my back. And then I've gotten somewhere I've played something small, not the whole song, a snippet, and they come back and say, oh, in this country your video's banned, they can't view it, but in America it's good, but over in like Switzerland it's like, good grief, like, we don't discourage illegal internet. In fact, we help them across right now. All right, Stefano, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. But yeah, YouTube, all the crap and all the garbage and some of the inappropriate stuff that is allowed on YouTube, and the powers that be, and I've said this for the last couple of years, as long as I've had my channel about 1.5 years now, and right about 1.5 years, and the stuff that they take down, or I honestly can say I've never had. I followed a couple of channels that I was actually watching. I won't mention who it is. You might be able to figure it out without saying it. But about 1 year ago, a good friend who I follow has a channel, was doing a live stream and was playing Elvis music, and right in the middle, gone, went black. YouTube took it down, didn't let him show it back up, and just cut it off. I'm like, all the garbage and inappropriate stuff that's on YouTube, be it they cut you or cut it out or ban the video or take it down, or take what monetization you would get and give it to somebody else. And because you played a 20-second snippet of an Elvis song, I don't know, man. With all the problems in this world, Marcus said it was Curtis. Curtis was not who I was thinking of. It might have happened to Curtis. I don't know. I didn't see that particular video. But this person is a, hey, Ken, what is up, brother? Yeah, this is another channel I follow. Like I said, he was playing music, and it was in the background, and right smack in the middle, it just went black. Yeah, Joe, I agree, brother. Yeah. So I say all that. Mal, what is going on? Mal's the one with the entire FTD collection. Very impressive. He's got everything. It's awesome. I'm envious. Paul says, great point, Mark. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, there's sometimes it'll come up in my feed. Let's see, Mark, what is your wish for the next complete sessions? Frankie and Johnny would be a good idea. Sessions, what would I like to see next? And all of you can comment on what you would like to see. And Kyrie, I'd like to hear what you would like. Sessions. Next sessions. Oh, girls. For the next session, I would like to see the girls sessions come out on a set. After that, my vote would probably be, and you can't go back to the 50s, like King Creole, Jailhouse Rock, because all that's already been released, but just because a lot of it was destroyed. Mal says, Aloha from Hawaii, set out in August. Yeah, we've been talking about that, Mal. CD and vinyl with a Blu-ray. So Joe says, Mark, when did you become a fan of Elvis? I became a fan. Thank you, Kyrie. I thought so. I love Girls. I think it's a fantastic soundtrack. I would love to see a session set. I became a fan at the age of 4. Good. My mom and my grandmother both had, Curtis, I agree, Girl Happy does need an FTD release, LP release. I've been wanting that too. It's coming. Maybe in a year or 2, 3, 4, whatever. They'll get around to it. At the rate they're going, it'll probably be like 6 months. So I was asked when I became a fan, and I talked about this on my channel, but before, how it all came about. My mom had Elvis's Christmas album, and it was the one that came out probably after 1960 or 61. It's the one with the blue cover with the snowy background. He's got the blue shirt with it's when he first came out of the army, and I think it's the stereo reprocessed one, but I hope so now. I hope Girl Happy is. My mom would play that at Christmas, and I was hooked the first time I heard it. And the following May, I became a fan at 5. That next May, I would have been 5 years old. My mom went up to Pennsylvania for the weekend with my grandmother and came back, and she brought me Elvis Sings Burning Love and Hits from his movies, which is the Camden, the blue Camden. And that was the first album that I owned as an Elvis fan. I was 5 years old. The first vinyl I received was when it would have been Christmas in 1972. My mom bought me the Burning Love and It's a Matter of Time. It's on the sleeve. It's got Elvis in what they call the Burning Love suit, the red suit. And that Burning Love, that was the song that came out at the time. It had just come out that October or November, and it was brand new. And my mom bought it for me. I remember it well. I mean, it's a kind of a cloudy memory. You're talking 51 years ago. But I remember getting it for Christmas. Vinyl was huge then, so my mom bought me a lot of 45s and records. Yeah, Tony, me too. I'm with you, Tony. I love the Camden albums. They don't get the love they deserve. I've done a video on a couple of them. I think that's going to be, Jonas, I am the ripe old age of 55. I usually don't tell my age, but who cares? I think my first LB was His Hand in Mine. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm 50, but I do try to stay ahead of I try to cheat Father Time. I try to eat well. I try to exercise as much as I got a full gym downstairs, weights, Bowflex. I got all that stuff. I use it, try to use it every day, and stay young. I got 2 young granddaughters, so I try to keep up active with them, and I do all that stuff. Mostly eating. I try to eat as good as I can, but. So I'll try to cheat Father Time as long as I possibly can, but time will eventually catch up with all of us. But yeah, I think, speaking of the Camdens, there's Joe's response. Curtis says FTD should do the Camdens. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever happen, Curtis. That's just my opinion. A lot of people think the Camdens are kind of the ugly stepchildren, and several people are not fans of them. I am not one of them. In fact, it's a good idea for a video. I think I want to get out my entire FTD Camden release and do a quick, maybe a 10-15 minute video of my thoughts on it. I don't know what you think about that. If you think that would be a good idea for a video. I'm always looking for feedback from all of you. And I do get occasional requests to do videos on certain FTD books or releases. And I always try to honor them as quickly as I can. Yeah. Joe, I agree. Viva Las Vegas is a good movie. I remember this. This is another, Yeah, Tony, I will. Just for you, buddy. Um, what's funny is I remember this very plain. So Elvis passed away on a Tuesday, August 16th. I was 9 years old. And the only reason I remember this is because it only happened 2 days before. All right, Paul, have a good one, buddy. Cheers. Um, but the Sunday before Elvis passed, I remember it was after church. I went downstairs. I don't know where my siblings were. I don't know where my siblings were. I don't know where my parents were. They were there in the house, but I was downstairs. We had the TV with the box TV with the 4 wooden legs, and I turned it on. And my brothers were probably outside playing, but I went. It was a hot summer day. It was August, and I turned on the TV, and it was the end of, I believe, Kid Galahad. I think at the end of that, I think Elvis is kissing his co-star. And I think that's how the movie ends. It fades out. I'm like, oh man, I missed an Elvis movie. Well, it was a double feature. The next movie was Viva Las Vegas, and that's the first time I saw Viva Las Vegas from start to finish. Of course, I had all the commercials, and I remember it well. I remember the scene I remember the most is Elvis with the guitar and him up on the pole with the diving board and him backing up, and him falling into the pool and him just chasing her. And I remember the scene where they're under the car and they see her legs and they slide. Like, I remember that. I was 9 years old, but I remember that. But I watched the whole movie. That was Tuesday. That would have been Tuesday, August 14th. And 2 days later, he passed away. So I watched that movie, and 2 days later, he had passed. I remember thinking, like, when I got the news. And the weird thing is, true story, the weird thing is I was in my room listening to an Elvis record when my brother knocked on the door and said, hey, did you hear the news? Elvis passed away today. It does need a 4K. Curtis, let me see that last from Joe. Yeah, Joe. It's weird I can remember. And here's the thing. I hear people say, I can't remember. I can't remember, when I was 5. I can remember when I was like 3 and 4. Should be. Yeah, wow, you're 19. Good for you, Tony. Now, it's funny you say GI Blues and Blue Hawaii. It is unfortunate. Yeah, and like I said, 2 days later, I saw the movie, and 2 days later, he passed away. But, let me get back to that comment, because I was going to answer one of those. Oh, Mal said, Rush to the Radio. Yeah, Rick. Wow. Crazy. But I remember, that's the first time I saw Blue Hawaii. That's my favorite movie. Probably the week after Elvis passed. I think it was, I still can't believe I remember this, but NBC had a double feature, and it was a Hawaiian theme, and the Hawaiian, they played Blue Hawaii, and then I think that came on at 8 o'clock, and right after that they played Paradise Hawaiian Style. Somebody asked, when did the Elvis rumors? You know what? The Elvis is still alive rumors. I don't know why. Tell me if you all agree. They bugged the crap out of me. Elvis is gone. It's a shame. I wish he was still with us. Michael, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining in. I hate him. Like, Elvis passed. Let him rest in peace. Let him, you know what I mean? Hearing, Elvis was spotted, on a Caribbean island with a beard, sunglasses and a margarita. Like, give me a freaking break. Or he staged his own death because he couldn't stand the spot. That's my favorite one. He couldn't stand the spotlight anymore. Give me a break. Elvis is gone. It's sad. I remember how I felt when he died. It was sad. I remember the immense and enormous TV. And you gotta remember, you didn't have what you had today. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have, 3,000 TV stations, CNN, no Fox, no none of that. You had CBS, NBC, and ABC, and you had a couple UHF channels here in Delaware. But that's all you saw. It was all over the news. They showed, the hearse going up to the cemetery. It was all over, plastered all over the front page. It was big. President Jimmy Carter, made a statement from the White House. Like, it was huge, huge news. Now, of course, they said that he died of, a respiratory failure, which we found out later wasn't really the whole story. But yeah, we'll go, my friends. We'll go another 5 minutes. We've been gone 70 minutes, so I do have a few things I need to get taken care of. But yeah, it was a sad day indeed. Yeah, Curtis. They say he's a preacher in the South. Yeah, Marcus says it makes him mad when they say. When they say that he faked his death. That's my favorite one. Elvis loved his fans. He wouldn't fake his death. And I do believe, and I've heard this, and you can even hear it in the performances, by really after Aloha and him going back to the his engagements at the Hilton, and the road wore on Elvis. He didn't get much of a break. He sometimes did an afternoon and evening show. If you look at his itinerary too, if you look at, and he wouldn't go on world tours, obviously, and, 3 and 4 month tours. He'd do 3 and 4 weeks here. But if you look at, he never took a night off. Never took a night off. And I don't know what album it is. It might be Having Fun with Elvis on Stage. It shows like his itinerary. It might even be in, actually I think it's in, if you get the legacy set of Elvis on Stage in Memphis at the Mid-South Coliseum, yeah, Joanne, it was like a head of state funeral. You're exactly right. Good point. It shows his itinerary tour, and it's literally like 20 some days in a row, and he never there was no nights off, none. It was one night after the other from city to city to city, and I think it had a big hand into slowly killing him. Just reading these comments, read yours, Barbie. Yeah, it was sad. But yeah, he did. You look at acts today. Whether it's Taylor Swift or rock bands, and if you look at their tour schedule, they may play back-to-back nights, but it's never more than 2 nights in a row. It'll be a night, a night off, 1 night, 2 nights off, 2 nights, a night off, 2 more nights, 3 nights off. Like, Elvis didn't do that. Elvis did night after night after night for an entire month, and it did. And I think it showed in some of his performances, but a lot of the performances, man, he, I don't know. Everybody has their own opinions about him. I loved everything he did. There was some shows that weren't as good as others, but I still think he really did what he felt was his best, and he put his best foot forward, and, I don't know. It's a shame, but we get to enjoy the legacy and life of Elvis. So yeah, before I do go in these last few minutes, last 2 minutes or so, I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm still going to be doing my reviews. He did, Tony kept going for the fans. He was, but and then I think my phone's about to die, honestly. Actually, let me plug this in. Move this in a little bit. I'm just going to plug this in because I think I am about to die here. But I'll close with this. I am going to look to be a little more creative, put out some more content about Elvis's life, and some videos and things like that, and just try to keep it interesting. A good friend of mine in New Jersey gave me some ideas about doing like a daily short video on some things. So just going to change it up. Try to take the channel up a notch, and go from there, and just give you all the best content I can. You deserve that, and I want to do that for you, and I want to just give you the best that I can give. So with that, thank you all for joining in. I appreciate the last hour and 15 minutes. I love your participation and your enthusiasm. Keep it up. Like I said, the plan is to do this again next week. I'll put something out in the community page, letting you know what day and time it'll be. It's always usually at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate that, buddy. And thank you, Speaker's Corner. You be well too. So all of you, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. and look forward to seeing you all again real soon, and both here and in the videos. So appreciate you all. Take care.